No, I mean, he's a good player. I've played against him since I was 10, since we were young kids, growing up through the academy stages when he was at Norwich, and I was at Arsenal and Southend, so I've been playing against him for ages, and I know him and his brother quite well. Been away of England with them both. I know Jacob quite well, and it's good to see him come and join us because he's a good young player and did well in the Euros when he was with England, and he's just showing everybody what he can do, and hopefully he'll be a great addition to the team and he can add something in the Premier League.
Playing wise, what can we expect? What's his style?
Well, I mean, he's electric pace, 1v1 ability to beat players, and he's got good end product. He can score goals with both feet, he can cross the ball, he can assist. So as a winger, he's everything that you look for in a winger, really. So he's had a good season last year in the Championship, but obviously the Premier League is a different ball game. But I'm more than sure that he's got the capabilities to step up.
Yeah, so that was Isaac Hayden talking about new signing Jacob Murphy. Obviously, they played together at England level. I can't remember, maybe under 19. But again, high hopes for Jacob Murphy, and obviously he's come up against him numerous amount of times, him and his brother. And I'm sure he and Lascelles and the rest of the squad welcomed him with open arms and are looking forward to working with him in the future. Now, moving on to our future, and we're talking about youngsters. I'll touch upon this briefly in the Hearts review. Now I'm talking about it again because it's looking like it's moving a lot quicker than I imagined and than I hoped as well. Lewis Gibson looks like he's going to be on his way to Everton for £6 million. Now, I know what you're thinking, or I know what some people are thinking anyway, or judging by social media. £6 million for a 16-year-old is absolutely ludicrous. But at the same time, you've got to think it from this point of view as well. Homegrown talent, okay, he's from the area, from County Durham, I think. Him and his brother, Liam. And we're losing out on homegrown talent. That's what I was trying to get at. I didn't explain myself better on Twitter, so I'm going to use this video now to explain what I was trying to get at. Yes, I know £6 million for Lewis Gibson, who might not even come good. Some people rightly pointed out that we've had youth players along the lines of, Adam Campbell, Saka, Vukic have not fulfilled their potential, and we've later on down the line released them and they've gone on to play at a lower level. So be it. Okay, it does happen. But if a club like Everton, during this spending period as well now, are willing to spend £6 million for a 16-year-old, there must be something there. There must be something there because their recruitment has been on point and their youth system is on point. If you look at all their youth, they're very on point with the players that they've brought through. So I trust their judgment. Them, Southampton, Tottenham, they bring through youngsters, and I'm still baffled how we're not bringing through more youngsters into our first team, i.e. Adam Armstrong. We've had to loan him out. The last one we've had is Paul Dummett, and that was quite a few years ago as well. Anyway, that's what I was trying to get at anyway. Now, if you don't know who Lewis Gibson is, 16 years of age, left back, can play centre half. We actually initially got him from Middlesbrough as a youngster, and he's now, just recently got promoted to the reserve squad and looks like he's on his way out. Now, he's on a scholarship programme. He's actually deal, sorry, not a programme, on a scholarship deal. So he's in the last year of his scholarship deal, and at this point in time, he can now speak to any club, i.e. Everton, and negotiate a way out of the club if he wants to. Now, that's the thing that's bothered me the most, the fact that he actually wants to leave. Local lads, so again, he's got ties to the North East. It's not like he's from elsewhere and he's got his deal up here and he wants to move back down south. I would get that. But he's a local lad. I'm sure as a local lad, you want to play for one of the three teams in the North East, especially if you've got a team as big as Newcastle United. But he wants to go elsewhere. I don't know whether he doesn't see his future at the club. He's got the likes of Paul Dummett and whoever comes out in front of him, but again, he's got time on his side. And with a coach like Peter Beardsley nurturing him, Rafa Benitez potentially nurturing him if he's there by the time he would have got to the first team, I don't see the problem with it. But again, he wants to move on. And here's the thing. If he did agree a deal, which he looks like he has agreed a deal, then the two clubs have to kind of negotiate a transfer offer, which it has come about of £6 million or up to £6 million. Because otherwise, things go to the court of arbitration for sport and, it's all sorted there. And we could either lose out or we could get more. It just depends on what happens. You know, different things have happened with different players where, you know, you might get only £3 million for a player, but it looks like we're going to get 6 million and that's it. But the only thing that's going to baffle me is you know, we should be keeping hold of our youth team players, our young players who come from the North East area, because when's the next time we're going to see someone from the North East in a first team 11 Newcastle United shirt? And then B, I don't want this to come and bite us on the backside in, 5 years' time, maybe even less than that. He's playing for Everton's first team because Baines has retired and they've not signed anyone, and he's that good. And we're thinking to ourselves, what, we only got £6 million? Unless there's add-ons in there, you know, if he, you know, performs over 30, he runs out 30 times for Everton and we get another £5 million or not. But in this current climate as well, you know, £6 million is a snip. You know, they might be thinking to themselves, £6 million, that's nothing. And the way they're spending money as well, I think we could have got at least a lot more out of them. But as I said, I don't know the ins and outs of the deal. All I'm seeing is reported that £6 million for Lewis Gibson, 16, and people are thinking they're seeing here and now. You know, they're not seeing for the future, and that's what we need to be thinking about, the future as well, because all other clubs have done it. They've got a good youth academy in place. We, to a certain extent, have a good youth academy in place, but yet we're still either not making a breakthrough or we're losing good ones that have gone elsewhere. I mean, look at the past. I mean, do I even need to bring this up? The likes of Alan Shearer had to go elsewhere to get his break to then come back to Newcastle. You know, Michael Carrick is another one. You know, he's not even donned a black and white shirt, has he really? No. I mean, maybe in and around the house, but he hasn't played for us, and, you know, he's only born down the road. So it's just baffling. That's what I was trying to get at. The money aspect of it, great, £6 million, add that to the transfer key, but the bigger picture is we're losing young talent. And yes, he could come bad, but again, at the same time, if a team like Everton's willing to pay £6 million, there must be something that they see in him. Anyway, I hope it works out for us. As the old saying goes, in Rafa we trust, but at the same time, we've got to start looking to this more positively now. But anyway, not trying to get on a negative one, believe me, it's a positive day. Just signed Jake and Murphy. Daryl Murphy's looking to head off to Nottingham Forest, and Manquillo looks like he's signing in the next 24 hours, so it's positive in that respect, but just something that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later.